This is Marine Specialist here, back with another video to help you choose the best team in this game. So credits to Chaos Maker here for lending me his account for me to use Momo, since I couldn't fill out my main account no matter how many gems I summoned. So before we begin, I'd like to explain the gist of the teams. There's 3 teams, main teams. The first one's the Burn team. Next, it's a Kuro team, and then it's a Burn Kuro team. Each one has like their own main Aster and then a lot of supporting Asters, which are replaceable to like what you need. I'll explain more of that later, but I'll explain more of that in detail as we explore each team I'm at. So, first of all, let's get into the Burn Parade mix. So this team is the least free to play, since you need to unlock all 3 of the main 2 of the main Asters, both of them being limited. Then you also need 2 other healers and basically 5 5-stars which are required, unlike the other lineups which I'll be showing you. So this is the gist of the lineup. You can replace Dia here and Kurgo here with Mu and Ikarut to get a better result, since they break more for harder bosses. But for easier bosses such as like the guild boss or just like memory dive, these work a lot better. So I'll get into each Aster's for like details to show you what skills you should level up. For Momo, you want all 3 leveled up. The first skill move is you want the most leveled up. Then it's these 2 are equal-ish. For Jiracia, you want the first skill move and the 3rd one to be leveled up as much as you can. Kalsuna, you only want the 2nd skill move leveled as much as you can. You can do the 3rd one, but that's not top priority. For Sinko, you want the 2nd one and a 2nd skill move and her passive to be leveled up as much as you can, mainly the 2nd skill move since it just buffs burn. Then Dio, you want the 1st skill move. For Mu and Ikarut, you'd want the 1st and the 3rd passive and skill move. For Bella, you want the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. You really want just all of them like decent level, like level 5-ish. For Kurgo, only the 2nd one's really useful. The passive is somewhat useful. Then for Yutania, you want all 3 to be like at least level 7 to get a good result. Next up, moving along, if you choose Caroline, you only want her 1st skill move to be as leveled up. For Apophis, you want the 2nd and the 3rd passive and skill move to be leveled up as much as you can. Another thing, I'm not covering relics in this video, since this account is almost free to play. So it doesn't have as much energy or gems to summon for relics and have all the units. Most of you watching won't have enough gems to grind for stamina, to summon for units, and also to summon for relics. On top of that, it gets difficult. Relics don't make a huge difference right now, but if you do complete everything and get all your units to at least 120, then summoning for relics starts to make a little bit more sense. But I won't be covering that in this video. Moving along with the runes, these rune sets will stay the same for all 3 teams, so I won't be covering it in the next 2 parts. So first, you want Sarah's Judgment. Sarah's Judgment, which gives you effective hit, which is just your Herald and Burn do 10% more damage. Ancient War to get more energy. Royal, you want Nuhelu's Voyage to give damage resistance, which helps a lot, plus more healing. And again, the effective hit. Kuromaki, exact same thing as Ritsu. Moving on, here are all the accessories. These don't have to exactly match, but they do help. I'll just be going along through them. It's gonna take too long to explain each of them individually. Basically, these are not really like, these are just like definite best accessories, and to get accessories you have to get their Aster, and the more you awaken the Aster, the better the accessories get, but it doesn't make a huge difference. The base default effect is good enough. So for this example, I'll be doing memory dive to show you. I won't be doing the entire battle, but I'll show you the important moments. So I'll be doing floor 6, since it's what I'm on right now. I can do more, and it's where most people start to get stuck, since it's 600,000 damage within 1,200 TM. TM is time meter, by the way. Yeah, so I'm gonna be playing with this team. This team is hard to play individually since it requires like a lot of manual skill moves, so you can't auto it as much. By the way, another tip: look at the monster stats to see which specific one you want to target for single targets. As you can see, this monster right here is the lowest defense and resistance, so target that one. Start out by playing Blazing Fire, since it just anytime you attack that monster, it's just gonna get burned. Then if you do Corrode, see this one got burned and Corrode. Then keep applying Serpent Venom on enemies that are corroded to give it like more corrode and debuffs. Then do your ult to start out. This stuns everyone. Then if you have energy, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, based on how much you crit. You can do the buff here, and then just AoE again to get the burn and things on everyone, as you can see. Then do this skill move right here as quick as you can, really. And basically this team just functions around how much you can spam around DPS and like how much you can get burn corrode on the units. Now that we have this skill move, we can actually use it. Everyone's gonna be stunned, so once, and if they deal damages, they might also have a chance to get burned. So as you can see, it took like 30,000 damage right here. You can see in your current damage. Anyways, I'll be speeding up the rest of this battle. I'll catch you up when Momo's single target comes up. Since the target here has 8 burns or like 10 burns, I didn't really catch it there. You just want to use as much energy and Senko single move it, since it will deal a lot more damage. 24,000 damage. It's not as good as I expected it to be, but it didn't crit, so it makes sense. Then we can just continue applying burns, and I'll catch you back once we get Momos. So now that we have a decent amount of stacks of Crow, 9 stacks, plus it's completely broken and you have a lot of energy, I'm gonna use all 3 of the energy and use Momo's single target, and you'll see how much damage it does. As you can see, we dealt 125,000 damage in one attack, and we got this level decent easily. So that's it for the Burn Corrode mixed team. It's hard to achieve. But later on, next I'll be showing you the Corrode team. For the more free-to-play, more achievable option is the Corrode DPS team. Actually, it's more of a Corrode break team. So this account doesn't have it fully, but this is how the gist of it goes. You have 3 Aang units or 3 supports, 2 breaks with Apophis, and 3 DPS. Similar to the other one, but this time you get rid of basically all the burn units and replace them with a DPS, healer, and a break. So for this, you can replace these 2. Actually, it's like better if you replace them with Mu and Ikarut, since they provide much better break and shield. Nafi can be replaced with Churchill, but I would say Nafi better, since Nafi provides like a 30% attack boost, plus more, if you ever Awakened Fa. And then next is Sarah, personally my favorite character. Like I said in my tier list, she just has really good DPS, has attack AoE buffs, and does AoE single target. I won't be showing an example with this one, since none of the units are really leveled up, and it won't be a good representation of what the full potential is. But I will show the skill moves again. For the Ashas I already showed, it just remains exactly how it is. For the ones I didn't show, such as Carolyn, you want the first skill move to be leveled up as much as you can, since that's the skill move that has bound on it. The third one also helps, since the effective hit is the damage. There's the attacks that deal effects such as burn and AoE, but it actually doesn't buff burn and AoE. Moving on to Sarah, you want her second and third to be leveled up as much as you can. If you want to use her as your main AoE DPS, then also level up the first. But she's not. She's pretty good all around. Next up for Nafi. Nafi, you want all of them to be leveled up as much as you can since they all just provide corrode, plus they provide damage and damage here again. So I would say she's also really good. She doesn't have in the space on the mixed corrode burn team, but here she goes a lot better since she applies corrodes and provides damage buffs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The accessories and runes stay exactly the same like the other team. Then I'll be showing you the burn team and I'll be showing you a battle for it as well.
Last, but definitely not the least, we have the Burn Team. The Burn Team is the most free-to-play, friendly, and the most achievable team. It's also very flexible, so you can choose whoever you want. This is how I run it. I have all the Burn 4 stars you can have, which is Kuruge, Bella, Kuro. Also, sorry for the mic quality change and the no, what you call it, the pointer, since I'm recording on my phone, since the account is on my phone. But anyways, moving along, you can change. I have Moo on this account, so I have Moo here. You have to kind of replace Dio or Kurugo with another break character, since this team goes better against story mode bosses and a lot of harder bosses, such as like Abyssal Realm 2nd stage. Anyways, I'll choose 533 to show this, since it's a lot easier for people to like apply it. Also, and get like used to how it's played, since it's actually more easier than the other teams I showed. It's very automatic. But I'll show you the skill moves for the Asters I haven't yet. So for Moo, as you can see here, the second skill move, it has to be leveled up a lot since it's single target, and the first one can be leveled up a lot for AoE as well, and the passive is pretty important as well. Kuroe, you only really want his passive and his first skill move to be leveled up. The second one helps with burn resistance a lot, so it's good for AoE bosses. And lastly, the replacement for some of the healers can also be Churchill. Churchill usually only want her second and passive to heal. The first one's pretty good for bringing down shields, so I would suggest also doing that. She's a good replacement for Kelsuna, since you don't need as much healing since this team breaks a lot. Well, for now, I'll show the example. All the talents, runes, and accessories are exactly the same for every single team. So now I'll show the first couple stages on how to fight, how to use this team really, and then we'll get on with how it actually works. And then I'll speed up once the important moment comes up actually. So start out similar to last the mixed team. Start out with Flame Blazing Fire. Then you want to buff with the attack AoE from Sarah, and then use Sarah's AoE since it applies recharge. You gain a lot of your energy back. In this case, you want to just stun all the enemies, but you don't want them to break, since you want to apply some buffs before you actually fight the boss. So I didn't want the enemies to break too much, so I'm gonna apply the buff for everyone here. I'm gonna also apply the realm so we can keep healing once the boss starts. And then I'm gonna use Kuro's second skill move because I don't want to use the burn right now. And then it's fine if we take some damage right now, since it's only gonna increase our attack for a lot of things. So as you can see, one of them just died due to the burn. Save your main skill moves here, since you want to save them for the boss. So I'll just use hers there and hers there. So now we have most of our skill moves saved and the boss here. So now I'll speed it up a little. So at this point you can see the dragon only has the 100,000 HP left. However, I couldn't unfortunately kill it in time, but that's alright since you're gonna have enough healing to just regenerate from everything. So it's gonna heal up a lot right here after attacks, but just continue doing it. Only the first break really heals a lot. The next couple breaks don't heal as much, so just continue. As you can see, the boss just died out of burn there, so it was relatively easy. 3-star. My team is slightly over level for this, so it won't be as easy for you. However, that's pretty much it for the team guide. And before we leave here, let me leave some important tips with everyone. So relics, like I was explaining before, relics play a huge part since they provide some buffs. So for example, the Festive Goblet here provides like corrode stacks for Momo, up to like 2 or 3 stacks per turn. Same for any corrode or burn team. So aim for those once you get every single Aster to 120. I would suggest if you want to pay, you can always summon relics. And if you want to do aim for relics though, for most of the teams it's going to be Momo and Cinco. For the corrode teams, I would rather focus on Jirachi and Momo, since as you can see here, Jirachi relic, if you max it out, can provide 3 stacks of corrode if you only hit 1 target, and it encodes 20% of the target's corrode resistance, which is really good for bosses. So that pretty much it for the team guide. I hope you liked the video. If you have any suggestions, like I said, leave them down below, and follow the channel and like the video for more videos. I hope this helped a lot, and have a good day.